Meet Dharni, a world-famous beatbox artist who opened for Lady Gaga and Kanye West. In 2011, he left Singapore, and 10 years later, Dharni moved back. He told me why he began to value life in Singapore after living abroad, which city in Eastern Europe is as safe as Singapore, and how he managed to gain more than 5 million subscribers on YouTube in just 5 months. I'm Max, an entrepreneur and YouTuber. Let's go.
What do you learn about yourself as Singaporean after living 10 years abroad?
Once you move out of Singapore, then you truly appreciate what Singapore is. After I moved out and I come back, I could say it's like the best country. Okay, one of the best, because I've Poland and Warsaw always my second home, but Singapore is like always one of the best because taxes are low.
That's very Singaporean.
Yeah, taxes are low, super safe, you know. Government is logical, you know. Everything is like clean, so good. Education system so good, support is great, you know, family support, everything, like they have everything planned out and thought for. It was super good. In other countries, you don't have this.
Yeah.
You know, it's always failing. You see homeless people around. You know, in Singapore, you don't see any homeless. Living here is like a mini wonderland. You know, when I moved out, I seen experience like all these crazy things. Came back to Singapore, then I truly appreciate it. You know, like I don't have to watch my back all the time. I don't have to worry where I'm going. I don't have to worry my wife going out late. I don't have to worry about many things. And also you earn more here, like as an artist, you know, because of social media.
Yeah.
It really changed the game. I truly appreciate my roots of being a Singaporean after being overseas for more than like around a decade, and it really opened my eyes and like how crazy the world is. I think everybody is thankful to be here right now, and I think it will continue to grow because there are not many countries like how Singapore is functioning. A lot of countries also would want to learn how Singapore is functioning. Although it's a small country, but with little to no resources, natural resources, and it's doing very well.
Why you left Singapore in the first place?
Because of all those regulations and rules set, I was not able to express fully. I was suffocating in Singapore. Even though it was safe, you have like everything. There were certain rules that were restricting me as an artist, as a creative performer.
Like what?
Like I have to go to army, you know, everyone had to go to army. And then also graffiti painting, you know, like, you know, people like when they express the art, they always need to think about so many rules. I hang out with people who are thinking with many rules. So when I hang out with them, I also get trapped in that box.
Yeah.
I don't step out of the box thinking about something like radical, like something crazy that I could actually identify and evolve from. Now it's much better. Now, because of a lot of foreign talent coming in, they are teaching, like, you know, they're inspiring people. They are, you know, creating projects that out of the box, like global scale with locals here. So locals, they learn, they get inspired here. It's very good. Now it become a hub. Back then it was not like that. Back then I saw a separation between expats and locals. Yeah, there was a separation, and there was still like there's a segregation. Now there's not much of a segregation. Now people are like, you know, working together, and they're not that much of against expats coming here, because, you know, I believe like such a small country, you need people to come from other country to inspire, to work, to collaborate, and this will help grow. I like the locals' mindset also grow. Back then I didn't have that opportunity, so I had to move out.
Any cultural shocks that you had when you moved to Europe?
I didn't like move to like a mainstream country like UK or France or Germany. I moved to Poland.
Why Poland?
There were not many Asians there, so I stood out, you know. So I felt like there was like you know, advantage for me to do something special and to make a mark there, and I did that, you know.
Yeah.
So it was really good. Like the most important thing also, it was like very affordable, because during that time I needed to pay my rent, you know, to live, to get by there, and travel around still to meet beatboxers, to go to the beatbox events. Yeah, it was really important of where I should stay in Europe, and I didn't want to, you know, go back to Singapore so soon. Yeah, I wanted to like explore and get to know myself better, because I feel like in Singapore the guys, they mature later because of the traditional values, the family values. It's different, you know.
Okay, can you elaborate?
Yeah, so in Europe people are more open, they're more liberal, not in like extreme sense like in the States, but like Liberal as in like, they have a bit of similarities with an Asian family. I'm saying for Polish culture. It's quite similar for like Asian families, but they also are liberal in Western. So it's quite like a fine balance between the two. From what I heard, Polish families, they're like the mom and dad, they're like Asian families, not satisfied with the kids, even though if they score the highest mark and stuff, like they're like, you can do better, you can do better. Like, you know, there are certain like similar values. And then in Korean culture, people love to drink there. In Poland, they also have the same. Food is also very similar, not to Singapore, but to Asian culture, like to Korean culture especially, because the food is like cabbage, meat. I think Slavic, very Slavic as well. Like a Russian can relate to also. There's a lot of cabbage. There's a lot of how you call it, sausage, meat, spam.
Yeah.
Soups. A lot of soups.
A lot of soups. Yeah.
Instead of bread, they eat rice and noodles, right? So, but a lot of potatoes. Yeah. And they also even have this like pancake, potato pancakes. Very similar in the food cuisine. Just one is more spicy and the other one is not. I see similarities. But when it's liberal, talking about being liberal, is like kids, they can actually move out when they're 18 to explore, to live their own life, or like at a young age. In Asia, they don't do that. They most of the time stay in their families, stay with their families for a certain period of time. When I first moved to Poland, it was not super developed like now. At that time, it was still like growing. Even the people, the mindset, everything was still like growing. So every time when I was on the street, although it was cheaper, it was a bit more dangerous too. I needed to know where I was going. Sometimes I meet like people that approach me and they ask me for things. Yeah. Then if I speak Polish a bit, they respect that. If I don't, they look at me weird. It was just they're unfamiliar. They were unfamiliar to me, my race.
Yeah.
So they were always like stereotyping, making fun.
What's the most common stereotypes about Asians, let's say?
To be in the kitchen cooking rice.
That's so...
Europeans back then, they think like that. But very recent times, thanks to social media, everything changed.
Yeah.
Social media changed everything. So now there's no more stereotypes, not much. I think very little, and people are more aware and more... They grow in a sense of like the consciousness. It all grows. When I go back to Poland, it's totally changed. It's like super great. I really like Warsaw city, especially because in Warsaw, it's like Singapore, super clean, and now it's super safe. I checked the safety index. It's the same as in Singapore.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The audience will be surprised.
And it's cheaper. Super clean, much cheaper. Cheaper like in Malaysia, the price, and safe like Singapore.
Some people, I know some Singaporeans think the rest of the world is super dangerous, so I don't go there.
Singapore is super safe country. So if you don't travel much as a Singaporean and the first time traveling to Europe, it might be dangerous because you don't know how to be street smart, Because Singaporeans, majority, they generally they don't wash their bags every time when they go on the street, But in America, it's natural to watch your back all the time, to always be aware of your surrounding. Don't carry like branded stuff in certain streets. You need to know what to do and where to go, the right place, right time. Basically in Singapore you don't have this. It's like you're born without it. You're born without this instinct.
Yeah. But is it actually? Do you need to develop it or not really?
Actually, by right you shouldn't. Because Singapore is such a nice country. For me, it's one of the best countries in the world. Because of this, the safetiness, and also it's the first, one of the few countries that the people and the government are more or less like working together. They're more and the government is working logically, not like in many other countries. They don't work logically, and you always question why they do this. So in Singapore, it was it's very like steady, it's sturdy, and the geographic location is well put. The international relations are top notch, and I think it's just super good to be in Singapore and to live here. But living in Singapore alone is not going to identify you as a human. In Singapore, I tell you, it's not the country to experience like the other side of being safe, such a safe country and stuff like that. You don't really get to explore yourself as a person, because basically the population is only like 5 million, and you only meet how many people in this world. You need to go out to meet people. You need to go out to meet people from different cultures, different walks of life. If you're a musician, you meet with musicians from different walks of life, different cultures, different, and also meet with people from different industries.
Yeah.
This is very important to grow as a human.
Well, let's talk about beatboxing. What beatboxer does? What's the job of a beatboxer?
A job of beatboxer is we make music with our mouth. So people use a beatbox as an instrument to create music. Beatboxing is not only hip hop nowadays. Beatboxing can be electronic music, can be a lot of jazz, can be anything. It's an instrument, like a guitar, like a piano. Beatbox is equivalent to that now. And it's always developing to be a better instrument all the time. And you will be amazed what beatboxers can do with the sounds.
Sorry for the lame question, but can you show something like the quick one?
And then you can add a trumpet. And then you can add different sounds, like water drop. Put it in a beat. So many things, and then there's so many ways every beatboxers have their own sounds, So many ways you can create with beatboxing. For me, my style is different from other beatboxers, and other beatboxers are unique in their own way. So that's why it's so interesting. Like every guitar sounds similar, but every beatboxer can sound different.
So you started when you were a school kid in Singapore. You started school, and you even did busking in Singapore.
I was basking.
How was it?
Actually, I persuaded my mom to buy me this little amplifier. I was like 17 back then. I had long hair, but now my hair is long. But before that, my whole 20s, my hair was short. Because of army, I decided to just keep it short. But anyway, backtrack. So I was performing outside of Takashimaya,
Yeah.
Before that, I got my busker's license. I had to go to National Arts Council to audition. And I met this guy, and he said you have a high chance to be a good busker. I got a license not very soon, not long after the audition. And then I started to busk. I wanted to see what the reaction of the people was. People were just passing by. It was so annoying because the sound was so soft. Then I realized that. I realized that big sound will attract more people.
Yeah.
Small sound, less people. So then I started saving up, work towards bigger speakers. I remember I had a braces back then, and I was beatboxing. I was bleeding, spit out blood.
Shit.
I was beatboxing for 4-6 hours straight.
But you have this dedication.
Dedication, yeah.
You wanna do it.
I had a mission to prove. I wanted to be better, and I wanted people to know that beatboxing is cool. It was really, good times. It was really simple times back then. Then one day I received a name card, on the street. It's like, hey man, we want to hire you to perform. I'm like, okay, it's my first gig, let's go.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's when it just started. Started performing out of basking gigs at events,
In your portfolio, you did openings for Black Eyed Peas,
That was
Kanye West.
Yes, that was in Singapore. So in Singapore, I had the opportunity to meet Mariah Carey, Kanye West,
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga. Yeah, that was before. But during that time, we never got a chance to talk with her. Why? Because social media didn't exist that time. They were still wow, major stars.
Yeah.
Now, it's they need content, user-generated content to, and then you get the influencers to generate content to meet with the stars and stuff like that. Last time we didn't have this kind of opportunity, so I only could see them from a distance. I shook hands with Kanye West before he got the episode. Shook hands with him on the Glow in the Dark tour. I opened for him with my DJ friend, but that's all. We didn't have conversation. We didn't do any. It was always like that, although you perform or open for somebody, you never get a chance to connect with them. But then it takes time.
When you already became big and well known in big boxing world, what was the biggest celebrities that you met and you remember?
There is a celebrity like Jackson Wang, he's a very big Asian idol. He was watching my beatbox videos and he connected with me. And last year he invited me to perform in Singapore in Marquee. So it's because of all these beatbox videos and all this stuff that was online. It actually reached out to different celebrities.
Who follows you? Someone big?
BTS, Jungkook.
Instagram?
On TikTok.
On TikTok.
Yeah. On Instagram, it is Jackson Wang, JJ Lin. He's like a famous Singapore idol that made it in all over in Asia.
Now you're getting like super massive on YouTube, like TikTok as well. On YouTube, you gain like 5 million subscribers within like few months.
So
how did it happen?
I met my friend who is like super famous guy in Korea, and he's also a beatboxer. He's been doing like crazy beatbox viral content. So I had a chance to go to Korea to do with him, and then he opened my eyes saying like you should do it, and I said okay, I'm gonna do it, and there I go, there I went, boom, and then after that I'm thinking about my music, but it's all the time I have to be consistent, always be creative, always do things, being consistent and creative at the same time is so hard.
Yeah, true.
You burn out,
Yeah.
It's super hard. But in that 4 months, I had this constant drive, like crazy drive, and it propelled me to like 5 million in 5 months.
Dharni boosted his career enormously using social media. And if you ever thought of starting a YouTube channel or just be visible in social media so you can make some side hustle money online, or you want to attract clients or employees, or just express your creativity with the world, then I have something for you. I'll be running a free webinar on how to make 10,000 a month on YouTube channel. So you'll get a complete blueprint on how to make money on YouTube, what niche you can choose for you, how to start making videos without being shy and worry about what others say, and actually how to make a breakthrough in your new year, starting a YouTube channel and make a living out of it. If it sounds good, then find the link in the description and sign up for this free webinar. And I see you there.
Yeah. I edit my videos myself. I formulate the ideas, I improve the ideas. Everything was just my own. I make the music, edit, mix and mastering all by my own.
Yeah.
It was very hard. Plus I needed to go do brand deals with clients, go events. It was crazy. Yeah, but I had to slow down to focus on my well-being as well.
Yeah.
And after that, come back again stronger.
I watched a lot of your content. So my question was, you're 36?
Yes.
And you create content for basically for teenagers at some platforms like TikTok or YouTube Shorts. How do you feel like? Do you feel like it's okay for you, like being like 36 and like creating content for like people who 20 years younger than you? Like, do you feel organic?
Yeah, I feel. Because I'm always very childish. You can ask my wife. Like at home, I behave like a kid.
Yeah.
And I don't do things that are not me. It's the worst thing to do something that is not you. It's the worst. It was like that. I'll be on a 9-to-5 job. I'll be on 9-to-5 job, doing things just to make a living and get by. That's it. I was never programmed to do something like that. I always wanted to be true to myself, and that's also the reason why I had to move out of Singapore. I was always true to myself from the day one, from the beginning. For me, when I'm doing content, like for kids, is to show my childish self,
Yeah.
And it was so good to show it because I could do so many stupid shit that I did when I was young, I don't know, I watch a lot of Japanese cartoons, even until now, anime. It grew with me, and I always do it like that. And kids, they watch anime too. So, when I was a kid, I was watching anime until now. I believe like age is like not a factor to identify who you are as a person. For me, when they ask me how old I am, I say I'm on my second 18th birthday. I'm like a second 18, just wiser. Yeah. I look young too, maybe because of that, and I don't fake it because I feel like it.
I think in one of the months you reached 1 billion views.
Oh man, yeah, billion.
Like billion is like
1.2 billion views a month. That's crazy,
like crazy,
right?
As a fellow content creator, like how much money YouTube paid you, if you can share?
Okay, for shorts, right?
For shorts, yeah.
It's shit. No, it's not so good.
Not so great. It's like few thousand.
Let me I don't say anything. I've just said it straight. 1,000 views for shorts. You get only a few cents.
Yeah.
Done. Finished. Few cents.
Few cents for, So it's not like long form content. Yeah.
No. Long form like this one here, will get you 100,000 views. It will give you like a $1,000 maybe. Yeah. There it's not. 100,000 views will only give you like what?
So what do you do with money? You invest or you spend? Like what's your style?
I save. Save money to buy apartment. My wife and I want to buy apartment in 2 years.
HDB or condo?
Condo. So I think it's like a more, like a goal to have. Then after that, then I can like relax more, go on vacations, and go on business class, buy branded stuff. Don't have to save so much. The most important thing is buying an apartment and being stable and safe.
Yeah. What do you think helped you to achieve success in your career? What like maybe the main life principles or something like really important?
You need to have a balanced life. You cannot be obsessed at one thing. You need to know yourself very much. You need to like get to know yourself, because I don't think everybody knows their own self. They need to understand their well-being as a person, and they need to make sure they don't overwork themselves, but still being consistent, but still being good, still being great, but don't overwork. Because if you overwork, you become depressed, a sad person. And if you're a sad person, no matter how much money you have, you still will not be happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You need a balance. You may not be the richest person, but you can be the happiest person. You don't live long to, you know, where the money will go. Nobody lives very long. Life is very precious. What you need to do is make full use of your life. Be happiest as you can in whatever you do. This is the wise person thing. For 36-year-old, when I'm 23, I don't talk like this, you know?
Yeah.
But only when I experience stuff like that, like, you know, I realize like, okay, you know, when you get older, you still have milestones to catch. All the milestones work step by step, work one step at a time. You have an obstacle in front of you, you work one step at a time. You solve one problem at a time, and you just keep going. You know, people ask you like, what do you see yourself 5 years in the future? It's impossible, right? You already can see yourself what's now, like, or the next 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Next 5 minutes I'm going to perform. You know, I need to make a good show.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if the people will come because it's heavy rain, but like I still have to make a good show. Like, you know.